Hello, fellow key searchers. Thanks for joining me again for another crazy adventure of the secret a treasure hunt. Today we're looking at more possible missing puzzle pieces that can help us solve the remaining puzzles. So, Montreal, I believe Byron Price chose Montreal because of its unique connection to the Civil War in the US. As I believe now, 100% the cities were chosen based on their participation in the American Civil War. And Montreal, although they were not supposed to participate or aid or assist or in any way, shape, or form be involved, Confederate operatives did go to Montreal to scheme and plot against the Union. And this is memorialized at one particular location, or I should say it was until they recently removed this information. But at Le Bay store, which was the Hudson Bay Company that once competed with the Dutch West India Company and East India Company, um, I believe is involved. As you can see here, there's these metal decorative plates all around the building that match the P7. There's also this writing on the wall. And as fate would have it, there used to be a plaque to commemorate the fact that Jefferson Davis, president of the Confederacy, once lived there. I believe he was kind of like an exile um, during the trials after the Civil War. And as you know, the writing on the wall is a figure of speech, like all the puzzles have one, and this is a negative one, obviously, meaning that he lost and he would be imprisoned or whatever the heck happened to him. Um, and then this is a close-up of the plaque, uh, the logo for the United Daughters of the Confederacy that has the 7 stars for the 7 slave states that originally started the Confederacy. As you can see here, I believe that ties in to the calendula flower pin that's decoratively placed on the monk's outfit, habit, whatever you want to call it. Um, what else? And then, of course, the 7667 that's in the flower, I believe, corresponds to the fact that Jefferson Davis was in Montreal in 1867. And now looking at the leg eater and the blob building with the fleur-de-lis, I believe the reason why the fleur-de-lis was removed before the publishing was because Byron Price might have thought it was too obvious for the Bay's logo, which is supposed to be a royal emblem crest thing, as you saw in Old English text, that always started a paragraph with this big over the top capital letter. And in fact, the Bay's B, as you can see there, looks like a bunch of flowers almost. It's a modern design, I believe from the 60s or 70s, that was meant to replicate the royal crest B that you see above for as an example. In addition, you can see the squares, the checkers in the wall. Continuing with the leg eater, we believe that it is encased in a square as to represent the Golden Square Mile in Montreal, as shown here on this map from the time. I believe this map is from 1979, 1980. So this is what it would have looked like before Byron showed up. The X that you see there is the building, Le Bay store. It's a whole city block that expanded, I believe, in the 60s or 70s. And this is where the current leg eater is that you see here. But there's a second leg eater that's been recently discovered, but this individual, for whatever reason, has not divulged the location. But I believe this is the actual final missing link we've been waiting for. I personally have always felt like the original leg eater that was found, that you see on the bottom here, is not the primary clue that's supposed to help us. Again, based on the leg eater with the leg sticking out of the golden square for the Golden Square Mile, I believe represents the store. Therefore, the leg eater should be somewhere else. I'm betting north of the store. Um, but we'll see. Hopefully, this person can help us find that final piece of the puzzle. So, so with that, let's move on to the real world, the real person, a historical figure that I believe is represented by the clergyman, monk, whatever he might be. Originally, in a previous video, I thought it was this guy, John MacDonald, because the monk is scheming, he's plotting something, he's up to something, he's being devious. And the first president of Canada, John MacDonald, later got into trouble for corruption scandals, being devious. And so I thought this was him based on his hair, and he is pretty a good match, um, facial structure wise, for the monk. But now that I've discovered the Confederate connection to the U.S., I believe it is actually Jefferson Davis. If you look at it and you put the little hat on, you can see the squiggly hair popping out from under the beret. You also see the squiggly hair on the sides, just as in the image. So I think we're onto something that, again, this is just thinking out loud. I don't have any developed theory for Montreal, but I hope this might help somebody along with their building their theory. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Thanks.